Hello all, welcome to Leansimcorp, and in this tutorial of plant simulation we are going to understand about stations and parallel stations and different exit strategies which we can use in plant simulation by creating a small but most effective simulation model. Okay, so stay tuned till the end of this video to understand those details in detail. Okay, so what are stations in Plantsim? So in order to get the attributes of the station, you need to double click on this station and you will be able to see the attributes of the station. The stations are something which pass on the parts to its successors and take part from its predecessors. Okay, and what is going to happen is it is going to take a part and it is going to process and then it is going to send downstream. That is where stations are going to be used. Okay, and the time used here would be processing time onto the stations. Okay, so here are the attributes of the stations, and you can see all these details, times, setup, failures and stuff like. If you see the processing time here, this is nothing but the cycle time applied to the part out of the station. Okay, so in order to change this, you need to have the inputs made in this format. So here you can use distribution in order to apply for your process time. So let us now use log normal and let us understand how to use that. So if you see here, we need to specify lower bound, upper bound, mu and sigma, and we'll understand how to put that for here. Okay, so if you see here we are going to put entire required attributes. Okay, so as I mentioned, lower bound, upper bound, sigma and mu is what we need to specify, right? So I'm just putting here, so 55. So here going to put here values, standard deviation of 5 seconds, lower bound of 1 second and upper bound of 1 minute 30 seconds. So let me just open this. Okay, so here if you see, this is how it is applied. So 130, if I just apply, this is how it is going to change. Okay, so when we talk about, so what we have done here is we have entered. So this is mean processing time of 55 seconds. As I mentioned, this is lower bound and this is going to be the upper bound of 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay, now if I just make this okay and I double click and check what are the timings applied here, and this is how it works. Great. Okay, so here we have applied the details. Okay, now what we are going to do is understand what is automatic processing. Okay, so this automatic processing is going to start the processing automatically, means the moment the part is going to arrive on the station, it is going to start that. If you uncheck this, you are supposed to initiate the processing time by using SimTop programming. Okay, so this is the attribute function to be used in this station in plant simulation. When you go to tab failures, you are going to specify different types of failures going to happen here in the system. So when you put on new, you're going to see here, and for example, let us put one of the failure, and that is going to be main motor down. Okay, and for this we can set up a distribution in order to how that failure should look like. Okay, so I'm just putting this main motor down and let us enter the data points now. Okay, so when we look at the availability, here you can put in the availability as 75% and change the FDTR and mean time to repair as 30. And the best thing what we are supposed to do here now is that the failure should happen only when the station is in processing. Okay, so whenever a station is in processing, this mean time to repair and availability of 75% is going to get applied here. Okay, so I'll just make that okay. When you go to controls, here you can manage specific controls for your entrances and exits. You can select a method object by clicking on select object here basically, or you can create a new control method for the instance as well. So now we're going to look at how to look at what are these things. So here you're going to enter the controls you are supposed to have. Okay, and when you go to exit thing, you're going to put in the exit strategies from the drop down list here. So if you see here, according to which the object moves the part onto one of the successor. Okay, so here is the exit strategies which you can see in and apply. We are also going to look this ahead in this tutorial going ahead. Okay, now what we're going to do is, typically you will employ an exit strategy to manage the distribution of material flow. Okay, this is essentially when the operational sequences doesn't specify a single successor. Now your goal is to select an approach that optimizes certain factors. By using exit strategies, you enhance the efficiency of the production line. Now we'll create a simple model to show how to work with functionalities of the station. Right? Now to start the modeling, we will build the production line by inserting a source. Okay. And then several instances of stations and then train and stuff like that. In order to put this multiple stations, you can put that by dragging one by one or by having that control button out there. So let me just have this to be created. So in this Mungus, let me take this here, and then we are going to have the another station out here, and then we are going to have drain here. Okay, so what we want now in this is we want the station to transfer certain percentage of its parts to the successor, or what I can say, stations. Okay, now let us make a connection between the stations. Okay, so here comes the connection. Here comes the connection from here. Then here comes the connection from here, and then from here it goes here. Okay, so this is how we're gonna make the connections out there. And if you haven't looked our already released plant simulation tutorials where we have explained about connections and multiple stuffs, you can have a look at those videos which are already available at our Leansimcorp channel. Okay,